Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to TrueAnon, the #1 podcast about faith, finance, and females. We have a very special guest today. Sorry, I got choked up thinking about
Charlie.
Hello. The wokies thought they could bury us. They didn't know we were seeds. The seeds that the wokies buried are water with the blood of liberty.
We are the daughters. The wokies tried to. What is it?
We are the daughters of the straight families. The wokies couldn't turn
cancel.
Couldn't turn bisexual over Discord. But I lost steam there at the end.
We lost it. But we're back. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm Liz.
My name is Brace.
I'm producer Young Chomsky.
And this is TrueAnon. Hello.
Hello for Auld Sang. Auld Sang?
I don't. For what?
One more time for Auld Sang.
Nope.
Yeah, it sounds a little Chinese when I say it like that, huh?
Hey, speaking of.
Oh, shit. You know what? A long forgotten, wasting away in the corner, covered in dust. It's the gong. Here we go. Center ourselves.
It did sound Chinese when you said it.
Welcome back.
It's because it's all messed up in our studio, and the gong, the table that rolls, that the gong is supposed to be on, is being utilized for something else.
That's a female observation.
Well, I set it up. Also, female.
That's a female action.
Female type thing. Anyway, sorry everyone. Hello. It is our annual Haters and Losers episode. Everyone knows it. Everyone loves it, I think.
Yeah.
I think they know it.
Yeah. I did one last year. Did we even do one the year before?
We always do it.
Yeah. We've always done it. Since the beginning of time, we've done it. Until the end of time, we'll do it.
But I do want to explain. We are the haters talking about the losers, right?
So...
Because we talk about actually winners and losers.
I'll be honest with you. I forgot that it was usually haters and losers when I started making the list. And I put it as winners and losers because that's how I view the world.
But that's how we always talk about it on the Haters and Losers episode. I was trying to square this circle the other night, and I couldn't make it make sense in my head.
It's a daytime activity. I don't do that at night. Things get... I like to do this list because, as you know, I run under a pseudonym for several fashion blogs where I do ins and outs and things like that, and I just get tired of talking about trousers and pants and short pants and shorts and all that kind of stuff.
Because it's a pants-only ins and outs.
I feel like people got the shirts covered on a lot of other websites.
And those are the only two. Those are the two genders of men's clothing.
And pants.com. Well, I do women's pants too. Pants.com, of course, my personal website has been doing very well lately, and I whatever. Let me finish this. We're talking about haters and losers.
Yes. We're the haters. You're the losers.
No.
Just kidding, everyone. Before we get into that, we have some business to take care of. Number one, Brace told me that there's something called America Fest happening.
Yeah.
I didn't know about this.
Are we talking about this now?
I don't know. You want to talk about some of it now?
Well, well, you know what? It'll set us up for talking about some of our haters and losers.
Okay. Let's set the tone.
We are going... Actually, let's set the tone right first. Let me reset the tone, or somewhat of a pre-tone to actually set. Today is Friday, December 19th at 3:45 in the morning. As we are wont to...
Throw them off the set.
As we're wont to do and we're telling you from our studio in Kingston, New York. As we're wont to do every single year, we are taking a little break starting today.
Oh, yeah.
Which is also when the Epstein files come out.
Look, we were going to... Look, it was always going to end up this way. It was always going to end up that the big tranches that the government is now legally obligated to release would be let loose while we were gone.
I like to think of it as like this. Because we take this little break every year, this is actually cosmically why the release is happening in the first place, so that it could come out while we're taking a break.
I love that.
If you know,
Sure.
you pick up what I'm putting down here.
Close listeners of the podcast will remember that whenever we go on vacation, something major happens.
Yes.
For example, the assassination attempt of Donald Trump.
The despicable terrorist attacks on the Twin Towers. The surprise invasion of the Soviet Union by Nazi Germany.
Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, and that, let me tell you, Kalshi fucked me on that. and who could forget the birth of Jesus Christ? You know, we were on a break then. Who would have known it'd be his birthday? But we will be back. And you know what? We actually have an episode banked, a very special episode,
We have
but
a little special episode coming.
it'll give me more time to read it.
It will actually.
It will.
Because we wouldn't be able to get through those.
But as a consequence of us going on a break right now, I was not able to attend the Turning Point Action Conference party celebration, classic Irish wake for a couple of Southie guys down at the bar. The TPUSA big shindig that's happening in Arizona right now. However, the lineup is unbeatable.
Wow.
This is my Woodstock.
I will say this is big even for them.
We're starting with Vice President Vance, of course. The second speaker here confuses me a bit.
Well, yeah.
It appears that Charlie Kirk is slated to headline the TPUSA conference this weekend.
So I can only hope that it's hologram Charlie, that they're bringing him out like hologram Tupac. Wasn't that at Coachella where they did that or something?
Yeah, and then that was kind of it for that technology.
No, there's like full on tours of that kind of shit. Like you can go see like hologram Buddy Holly, and they like tour
With the bopper?
like C, D tier towns.
Hello, baby.
I'd go to that.
But in my head, I don't know anything about hologram technology. So
I know a lot.
in my head, it's still like old timey.
Like it's green.
It's
it
like
looks like in Star
Like
Wars
Princess
when
Leia.
it
Yeah,
beams out.
It's yes, exactly.
Yes.
It's like green, and you can kind of see through them, and
Yeah.
they're sort of just like half in, half
and it
out.
glitches in and out.
I think the
Yeah.
pioneer of that was Will.i.am when he would beam into CNN and talk about like the election.
Is that real?
Yeah, this happened like a decade
Well,
plus
I
ago.
half am.
Yeah, he's always
He's
on the
half
bleeding
in, half
edge.
out.
I know, Liz, but I didn't.
It didn't work.
Something was off about that.
Work. I think Will.i.am is a crazy name for yourself.
It's
It is.
William.
No, but
You guys don't fucking get it, do you? It's
Don't get me
William.
started on the Black Eyed
It's
Peas.
William with
I
a
have a
couple,
lot
and then
of
he has a
feelings on
couple
the
of
Black Eyed
black
Peas.
eyes for the P's from the eyes throughout his name. Sprinkled
where is
throughout.
the love brace? I'm telling you, that song.
Where's my hug?
Well, no, we don't do that.
We don't do that here.
Where is my hug? Does sound like an HR violation.
No, we don't have HR, but we didn't even take those.
We should.
You didn't take the sexual harassment.
Did you guys take the sexual
I took
harassment
it.
things? From
From
fucking
who?
pussy.
It was easy.
Yeah,
From who?
From the state of New York.
Liz, we're supposed
First of all,
to
I
take.
don't live in the state of New York, so I don't care.
Okay, fair enough.
I disagree because on religious grounds with
Yeah.
much of what's presented in these classes.
I didn't take any of that shit.
Speaking of sexual harassment,
I
No.
do like the idea of just going up to people and be like, where's my hug?
few women have attempted this.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't know how Charlie Kirk can be headlining this because he's dead.
They say, because Candace, maybe
Is
she
that her
brings him
thing
out.
now?
No,
She's
no,
saying
no,
that
no.
maybe
she's
he's not
saying
dead?
he's definitely dead.
Okay.
but she says it's the fault of the next person, which is Erica Kirk.
Oh, right.
Another, I'm sure, barn burner performance from her. It's, I mean, we've
I
got
really am getting sick of that lady.
Charlie's last thought.
Her eyebrows are too evil looking.
Oh, come on, Liz.
They're so arched.
Come on. Yes, because she's frowning.
She does have kind of a frowny
Because she's
face.
squinting at Barry Weiss. That's
Did
the
you
only
see
thing
she
I've
came
seen
out
her.
and she was like, she was like, I'm endorsing JD Vance for president.
Did she?
Yeah. And it's like, why?
Yeah. I guess
Why
to get ahead
now?
of it.
We've got 3 more years of this thing.
She's growing his baby inside of her.
Okay. There's a ton of people here. I'm actually looking at the agenda,
Yeah.
which has even more fascinating events, including breakout number 1, the history they are hiding from you.
Oh, Holocaust.
In the belly of the beast, confronting and exposing Antifa. You should go to that one. First truths. That's kind of a hard thing to say. First truths, uniting the church, keeping Arizona's water free. I thought they were going to go with weird on that one. But then, you get the classic, know your First Amendment rights. Adoption truth revealed. It's not your grandmother's world anymore.
Oh, no.
Fuck.
I don't know what that means. And make yourself healthy again. The foundation to true freedom. There is a whole panel here, the story of how we left the left. And I do feel like there's no right-wing event without a how I left the left moment.
A bit of a Blexit.
Yeah, whether it's a panel or a lecture or, a video. They've always got to have that.
I'm looking at the sponsors here, and I got to tell you, I don't think that I've heard of a single one of these companies. Eurify, which appears to be a private student loan company. Gaviti, which appears to be
It sounds Israeli.
a blood testing personalized healthcare company. Oh, great. Save the Storks, American Beverage, the Heritage Foundation, Patriot Mobile, we love them. But there's a little bit, Generation Zion, they're amazing, although Charlie, of course, would have turned against them had they not killed him. But Masculine Man Deodorant, which has the same logo as every Turkish barber you'll ever see. You know what I'm talking about? Oops.
Yes.
I accidentally closed the Amfest window because I tried to click on the barber so hard. And then it's also sponsored by TikTok, Preborn with an exclamation point, Rungan Z, and Goat America. Oh, Goat and Country.
There's something called Thought Crime Live featuring Jack Posobiec.
Oh, that's his radio show.
Oh, it's his radio show.
Or it's his podcast, yeah.
I thought it was going to be like his punk cover band of something.
He did, but it's interesting that Steve Bannon's all over this because of the. I guess does anyone? Because I've been trying to check in on War Room to see if anyone's what's up with you and Epstein, and it's just complete radio silence.
That's not right. Surprising.
Yeah, and he's one of the headliners. I mean, he's he's a row underneath. He's right under Charlie Kirk.
You saw that Dan Bungingo is leaving the White House.
So are we doing the list yet?
No.
Because that's one of the losers.
Oh, you have him as a loser.
No, I have him as a winner.
That's
Cash
what
is
I
the
was
loser.
gonna say.
Cash is the loser. Yes.
You know what? Let's wait and we'll get into Dan Bungingo because I have thoughts on his departure from the White House. Real quick, everyone. I also have some news.
What is it?
Much like Mother Mary, I'm with child. Guys, I'm having a baby.
You are?
Oh my God.
I hadn't noticed.
This is so anticlimactic.
You're having I've known you've been having a baby the whole time.
I know.
So, but I'll check this out. Classic audience stand-in. What?
I think that people know because of the live shows, because obviously you couldn't hide it then.
No, I passed out things at
You took everyone's phone like Dave
I was
Chappelle
just, no, I
style.
was just listen, if you notice anything about Liz, don't comment her body.
That's nice.
Because it
That's
comes
a
back
good-
on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think anyone who went to our live shows, you know you're pregnant because you said you're pregnant at the
I know.
live show.
Well, because I couldn't hide it. And I was in a witch's costume.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I'm having a baby next year.
I can't wait.
It's very exciting and crazy. Very crazy. But we will have, I don't know, news and updates about whatever we're going to do. Because I'll be gone for a little bit. At some
6,
point
7
in the
months, 8
spring.
months,
3 years.
3 years.
4 years.
4
5 years.
Till college, right? But we're not putting them in those anymore, right?
No.
Because of LGBT.
Yeah, well, when I went, it all made sense after going to America Fest.
That was when you were like,
Gotta pull them.
gotta pull them. You were canceling any of those. I know you have to sign up for kindergarten very early these days.
Yeah.
Canceled, homeschooled.
Canceled, homeschooled, but only with iPads and Charlie Kirk YouTubes.
I am very excited for you to have a baby because I think you'll make a very good mom in many respects.
Thanks, Brie.
But more than that, I'm excited to help you raise this child, almost as if it was more my child than yours.
Oh,
and in part my idea, Uncle Brace, impart my ideas upon your child.
Yeah. Like what?
Oh, things I'm cooking up. They haven't even figured out the names for him yet.
Yeah, that new kind of math you're inventing.
Oh yeah, let me tell you, your kid is gonna know a lot about the peoples of this world.
Except for that one.
Except for one. Well, no, it'll know even more about that one. But congratulations.
Thank you. It's funny to because you guys knew, but we just didn't say anything on the podcast because we were waiting.
Yeah, it's not their fucking business.
It isn't, but now it is because now you know.
Yeah.
And, things are going to be changing a little bit.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's talk about some winners. To give little baby, who I'm assuming you're naming Brace, a head start in life. Because she hasn't promised she would, but she's definitely not said no when I've suggested it.
A big baby Brace and little baby Brace.
I'm just like, well, if it's a baby Brace is obviously BB, of course that works on so many levels, but also it's just like a powerful name, many say, no matter the gender.
Yeah. Well, it's a very feminine name too.
They actually don't say that, but pioneering is amazing, and pioneering something new is really amazing. I'm going to say my winner of the year for 2025, you might disagree with this. And this is a bit lazy of me, and I'm sorry, because this is a little like Time Magazine naming
I
like
think
AI
that you're doing a
founders.
switcheroo because this is actually a loser. Because what you're naming are losers, but they're actually winners.
Insane people
Yes.
are by far the winners of 2025.
Yeah, that is a little like you're the person of the year. Remember Time Magazine?
Exactly. I know. Wait, was that fake? What do you mean?
It's not you, baby.
Yeah, but it said you on it.
I know, but it said you, the royal you.
No, it was pointing to me. It was like a mirror thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't like what you're trying to imply with that. But I would say it's not you. Anyone listening to this, actually, probably many people listening to this, judging. But people, I think if you are schizophrenic, functionally schizophrenic.
What is that? Schizophrenic, but able to work?
No. Well, that actually means several different things. Functionally schizophrenic is in like you function with schizophrenia, which I've known many people who have. But I mean somebody who has imbibed maybe so much of the world that their actions and thoughts mimic schizophrenia, even if they chemically or whatever, I don't know what makes it God, I guess, don't have it.
It's just the DSM.
It's yeah. I know, which is God to some of y'all. But I think if you're an insane person, you've had a banner year, right?
It has been a good year for insane people. Yeah. I don't know what that... Who are you including in this? I'm curious.
I would say almost the entirety of the American electorate, the vast majority of non-voters, so
Sure.
the not electorate, and I don't just mean people who don't vote, I mean also children there. Anybody who uses computer for more than basically 30 minutes a
Or
day.
pocket computer.
Or pocket, that's computer too. But people get
You
confused.
know what? It's all computer.
It's all,
Everything's computer.
no, we're not letting that one
I
be a
didn't
phrase.
I didn't actually quote him. I said it's all computer to me.
Paraphrase.
Insane people have, I think, won the
That's
day.
the kind of saying like it's all Greek to me.
I know, but this is my problem.
Large.
Sometimes if you think like, I'm like, well, I want my politics to win the day someday. And then I realized that like, I think I would have to make such a large investment in like TikTok bullshit, Reels bullshit in order to change a significant portion of people's minds. That, like sometimes it just, it baffles me how we can get out of this
Yeah.
horrible place that the world is in right now. People are fucking crazy now. And I think they are crazier than they've ever been.
You think they're getting progressively crazier?
I think right now people are, I'm sure that there is some time in like the 14th century when like whatever enough crops had died off, but there was also like a stupid people were particularly stupid for some reason. I think there is probably a time when people were this stupid, but people couldn't talk to each other this easily. So I think I think the problem
It's
is
the mass communication.
It's the mass communication.
You'd come today, you could have reached the whole nation. Israel in 4 BC had no mass communication.
We really need to do something about this. And I understand that I'm doing a podcast at this very second. I'm take one for the team easily on that one.
Yeah. Abolish yourself.
We need to but not just me. We need it all to go. We need it all to go.
Unplug.
But it's like individually, it doesn't even matter. It's just you're just
I know.
one. I mean, I think it matters for individual people.
No, I don't think people should. Well, that's not what I meant when I said unplug. I meant unplug the entire thing.
Yes. But I think, although I will say, if you do find yourself becoming distressed from your use of computer, you got to stop immediately and probably totally. But other than that, if you're an insane person, you are having an amazing, amazing year. Everything is catered to you. All the news has been for insane people. All the political events, most of them have been for insane people.
And done by insane people.
And done by insane people. Everything is basically, in American society, I can't speak to everywhere, but it seems like a lot of places are pretty similar. Everything in American society is catered to insane people now.
Yeah.
And so if you are an insane person, it's your world. Now this next one. Wait, it's not good.
What? It's not good. Yours?
This
That's like
next
a
one.
honk. That's not.
I'm like choking myself while I do this.
You need the tremolo though.
This next
Do it in
one.
post.
I want to talk about this because I don't know how to where to put this. What we're talking about is the Ryan Lizza, Olivia Nuzzi, Lizza Nuzzi situation.
I don't think whether they're winners and losers or who's a
Yes.
winner, who's a loser.
Yeah.
What is your first immediate
I think
take
that we
on
all lost. And I will say this. This is something that actually Caitlin Phillips pointed out, and I was thinking about it a lot, where she was just like, no one has written anything good about this scandal. And I think part of it is because there was so much forced content of it from the people involved, right? And she kind of brought up like these older, like Maureen Dowd on Lewinsky and how like incredible that like series of columns were in the New York Times, so canonical. Or like definitive sort of cultural digest pieces in like the LRB on the phenomenon of Diana and all the scandals. Like, anyway, all of these sorts of like really good writing on this kind of the scandal as object. And I feel like we have kind of lost that in the media environment we're in now, which is all a bunch of aspiring content influencers, for lack of a better word. And like, that's why Lizza to me is like a very complicated figure where like, I don't like that we were getting so much of this story from just his perspective.
Yeah.
And yet that is what dominated, like that plus like just her kind of the excerpts and her media appearances are what dominated our like, digestion of this huge scandal. And it's just like none of it like hit right because this is all really good. And in the late 90s, early 2000s media environment, this shit would have been fucking everywhere. And like the only thing anyone was really talking about and from different angles and involving like, really powerful people and so many, interesting things. And yet everything we got is kind of like, wah, wah. Like the writing is bad.
The writing
on the writing is bad.
Yeah.
Like his Substack apparently got like 764,000 views. That first piece.
It's a lot.
Yeah. And the whole thing kind of the way he dripped it out, I found very tacky. Like,
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know exactly how I feel about the whole thing, other than I feel incomplete and also frustrated that like the whole circus of it is like not like no one's doing their best work here.
So I'm not even trying to make a joke here. I really truly believe that the most effective way to get this story across is sort of past our reach now because of the media environment, like you're saying. But I'm not talking about like something highfalutin. I think really it's like Maury or Oprah having them on one at a time.
More Oprah than Maury,
and
for sure.
bringing out RFK Jr. at some point and healing in front of the nation.
But I also think it's like, but there's something too about how packaged all of it is now.
Yeah.
Because of the media environment we're in, where it's like Nuzzy doing the like PR rounds of the like Substack and podcast circuit is just sort of like there's something kind of like it's now you're just kind of one of the next alt lit girls. Like, I don't know. There's something very
not judging by those sales.
I mean, I don't know what people's books, whatever, but I just mean like you're literally doing, what are you going to do? Perfectly Imperfect, babe? Like, it's so, there's something kind of like, I don't know. It's funny that this is happening in the same year that like all of those big retrospectives on the media empires came out, whether it was like the Condé book or the Graydon Carter memoir, all this stuff on like these, like the heights of these big media moguls and media culture in New York and these big stories and all the kind of, celebrity gossip that went all with it. And we are so far from that world.
Oh, yeah.
That then to see a story that feels very perfectly of that in this new content entrepreneur influencer economy cheapen the whole thing. Like we're lost.
I agree with that. I fully agree with that. And it sucks because there is good material here to work with.
Yes.
I mean, the texts are,
it's fucking RFK Jr. plus the Trump stuff, plus her as a figure in this Malibu compound.
Yes.
Going through her own sort of bizarro like Californication.
being driving around a fucking van with RFK 666 on the back with Jessica Reed Krause.
Yeah, her in that fucking like Mustang or whatever it was on the one with this like New York Times profile. Like the whole thing. I don't know. There's so much here. Maybe someone's going to write it. I don't know. But I feel like also the way that media cycles work now, we're going to move past it so quickly that it's all going to get lost.
A scandal like...
Scandals like this do not come along very often.
That's true. But the thing is with and I think you'd be right, maybe a decade, 2 decades ago. I think a decade ago is maybe the last possible time this could have happened. No, that's 2015. Damn, like 15 years ago is maybe the last time this could have happened and like had any real impact.
Yeah.
But now it's like nobody gives a fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
or the ones that do are like, it's a very small circle.
Exactly. There's just a million things happening all at the same time. Everyone's just like, I don't know who Olivia Nutty. I mean, this is a very famous journalist, right? Lizza himself, a famous journalist and a coxman.
But it's also like, yeah, I think there just needs to be someone to craft it. Maybe someone will, but they haven't yet.
I will say the loser seems to be, there's several losers in this. Obviously, Ryan Lizza, because he probably is making some money here.
So I have a question about...
I know him quite well, so anything that you have to ask.
Okay. Cuckoldry.
And I'm, of course, myself... I'm not quite sure the definition, but I've been called it many times.
So I have a question. So part of the thrill is being publicly humiliated or no?
So cuckoldry is interesting because it's one of those things that, like, you know how a lot of people's fantasies are my worst nightmares. In fact, I would say many fetishes are actually things that like are the opposite of that for me.
That's probably for a lot of people.
Probably for a lot of people, and that maybe it's the thrill of the whatever. I don't know.
Here's a fun fact: opposites attract.
Facts.
Don't know where I'm
So
going with that.
I think that there's the kind of cuckolds who's like, it would do me a great honor if you'd make love to my wife.
It does sound like it's like an old English kind of style.
Due to injuries in the war, I'm unable to, but I still find satisfaction from seeing a strapping young lad do it. And then there's people who are like a little bit, and obviously Louis C.K. wasn't a cuckold. He was doing
his own thing.
But like I think that, but Louis was a big part of his thing was humiliation, and I've always maintained that part of that humiliation sexual ritual was being on TV, have it be talked about on TV.
Sure.
Like that's part of it. And so I think for some people, they enjoy the thrill of the cuckoldry and that, but they keep it in the bedroom. And other people want it to spill out of the bedroom, perhaps in some great ivory flood on the streets.
Or into a Substack.
Or into a canyon. But yes, yeah.
Because I do feel like this is someone who was very ready and open to talk about the multiple times his fiance cheated on him with various old men.
Old man. Well, he isn't exactly the youngest guy himself, but I mean, obviously he's
not the youngest tool in the shed.
No, certainly not. But there's also, if you do a close read or even I think a medium read there, when he says stuff like, I haven't been perfect or whatever, he's obviously saying that he was cheating on her as well.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't know. There seems to be a bit of I don't know. Like he is happy to open himself up to humiliation for, maybe it's just for views and likes and retweets. Who knows?
Well, to me, that I find that more satisfying than sex. The winner, I don't know if Nuzzy or Lizza are winners or losers here. I would say right now in the running, they're both losers, but things could change.
Yeah.
I will say there is one, I think, indisputable winner here, and that's RFK Jr., who
Still exists.
he didn't like get fired or anything. Still a cabinet member. He's doing his thing there. Like he's like all of his wildest dreams are coming true. And he's still married to Cheryl. He was able to survive. I mean, to squeeze your cheeks to force open your mouth. I'll hold open your. What am I doing? Joker voice?
You want to know how I got these sexts?
It's also kind of weirdly like Elmo.
I mean,
There you
no,
go.
I don't. I
I think
can't
it
do
was
it.
that.
I mean, no. I mean, to
No.
squeeze your. Man, I can't say this shit. I'll hold your nose as you look up at me to encourage you to swallow. Don't spill a drop. I'm a river. You are my canyon. I mean to flow through you, which means that he wants her to pee him out. I mean to subdue and tame you. That's what I mean. I take this is Liz. That's literature brain right there. But he won. He got all this happened. It like hasn't really affected him.
No, not at all.
He's still married
Everyone's
to Cheryl.
just talking about her. Also, by the way, classic says something about society.
Yep. And well, people are talking about Lizza too, but yeah. But
Well,
like,
only because he is making people talk about him.
hey, remember my young white? But Lizza and Keith Olbermann, this chick.
But oh my God, I forgot about the Olbermann stuff.
So
This is such a rich text. Can somebody please do something with it?
I think maybe the thing that you need to do is do something where like you take, because there's that thing where you can do where they can look at your brain while they like ask you questions and like image it. You know what I'm saying?
fMRI.
Yeah. I think they need to do that to her while like showing her a series of pictures.
To-
Different
like-
old men.
But
Yeah.
like the kind of like Kim Kardashian thing where they're seeing if there's any activity in the frontal lobe.
Exactly. Well, I think there's a lot of activity, but I think it's like I don't think it's activity you'd like. I think it could turn into a what's that movie where the ship comes back from space and it's hell on board?
Event Horizon.
Event Horizon. I think it could be an Event Horizon situation if you show Olivia Nuzzi enough pictures of like old men. Like if you showed Olivia
like
Nuzzi a
parallax
picture.
view.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like if you showed her a picture of Winston Churchill at the very end of his life while doing an fMRI to her, I think we could have an Event Horizon situation on our hands.
But insert some just like withered inanimate objects, like a
Yes.
piece of ginger, and see if that lights anything up.
I would say losers, RFK Jr. winner.
All right, who do we got next?
Next, we have China.
China. China. China. China. China.
China.
Obviously, big winner here. Banner year for China.
If I may be so bold, it feels to me a bit like the dragon is rising.
Or perhaps risen.
No, he slumbers yet, but he is, but like Smaug, he opens his eyes as
They're
he
like,
hears the dwarves fiddling with his gold.
No, it was a big year for the big dragon.
Big country.
Big country. Big lot of people. Trying to keep this one going.
I mean, it's
Big news recently to cap off a big banner year.
and you know what? We'd love to tell you on a big character poster. However, due to neurological issues of not being able to read or speak Chinese, I'm unable to do that.
What are you talking about?
Big character posters are like the thing they put on the walls.
Oh, yeah, sure. We should make some of those.
I'm forbidden from using most characters.
It just came out in this big Reuters investigation that China built a large early stage prototype of an EUV lithography machine earlier this year. That it was just like they built it in early 2025, but now they're running all these tests. And so EUV lithography, this is something that generates extreme ultraviolet light. It's used. What are you doing?
Sorry. I was actually thinking of how videos I've watched on how chips are made, and I was genuinely kind of acting it out.
You are, but that's also the motion that you do when you're talking about iPads.
Oh, I thought you were stuck in a box.
I am. Sorry, continue.
No, the EUV. So it uses lithography to etch into computer chips.
Yes.
Okay, and so it's really important for China in trying to navigate a bunch of the sanctions on semiconductor manufacturing. And this is a huge breakthrough, okay? So it's a crazy story, actually. This piece in Reuters, they talked about how the Chinese recruited all of these ex-ASML engineers and then they recruited them, but also it's like through kind of like clandestine activities. It's all very like new Cold War.
They only communicated to them in
cool.
Chinese.
But they like reverse engineered key elements of the entire like production chain. And they're hoping to get chips up and running by 2028. Other people are like, no way they could do that.
I bet they can do
every
that.
time you say that about the Chinese, they like
can
do
it. Yeah.
And then they do it like earlier and then way
You
bigger
said
and
there's
better.
they all said there's no way they can do this.
It's getting framed as kind of like a Huawei Manhattan project, which I think is kind of cool. And the whole, it's not just like a boring sanctions, kind of story. They go into depth about all these like ex-employees and how they were like breaking these NDAs across borders, all of these like trade secrets that were getting kind of leveraged over other people, and then all these like counterintelligence measures that were happening in the Netherlands to try to stop this whole program from happening. It's a totally cool story.
I should read this.
But anyway, on TrueAnon, we love talking about choke points.
Yes, it reminds me of RFK.
No.
I find the neck to be the most delightful
right,
one. Of
yeah.
course, the chicken, a close second. Can you
The
blink if you're
chicken?
going to look at me like that? Yeah.
What are you thinking about? Just because you hold it like this?
No, we need to move on from this. No. So EUV is I would say a major choke point.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, it's like a enabling tool for mass producing these most advanced chips. And if you can't access EUV, the whole thing is just like much slower, much more expensive, much harder to do. And ASML is the only company that has commercially delivered EUV scanners at scale. And so that's why that company was like the centerpiece of the U.S. export control strategy, right?
Gotcha.
I think we talked about that on the show like years ago during the Biden regime.
Yeah.
It's still crazy to me that people say regime like straight face. But
I know. Biden should have executed. Just keep going.
Anyway, so the U.S. since 2018, they've kind of like pushed everyone, especially the Netherlands, to block all these kinds of EUV sales to China. And in 2022, we widened all of those export controls to include way more semiconductor tools. Like this is all part of us trying to block off China from getting access to these things. This chips, pun intended, away at the kind of core premise of the U.S.'s, chip controls, right? So if China can domesticate EUV, then they can deny access to the like what us trying to deny access to that bottleneck doesn't work. And it's funny, this whole year, I think we've seen a lot of the unintended consequences of these sort of export control-led strategies or sanction regimes kind of coming back to...
like Russia, for instance?
Sure.
Yeah.
With Russia, with China, with Venezuela even. But just how, circumventing these kind of major... they're weapons. They are... This is weapons in our arsenal that we're using against these states, right? But like circumventing this stuff is actually maybe a lot, not easier, but we're seeing it a lot more clearly this year than we have in the past. I mean, the other thing is also the Chinese AI models we should mention, because that has also been a huge boom. DeepSeek, Moonshot, all those. China is like leading in all AI publications and patents at the moment. And those are all open models. We've talked about this before. I believe we talked about this with Joe from Bloomberg, but
I think we did, yeah.
It's the complete opposite of the U.S. led strategy with AI, which
Everything's closed.
Everything is closed. It's a little black box.
That's what Elon always says, closed AI about open AI. Which I think is
but
really
it's a little
good
black
thing.
box. And the whole idea is like, may the best company have the best black box that then they can just charge subscription and rent, which is basically rent for. And the Chinese version is much different. It's much more similar to the way that the U.S. actually approached personal computing back in the 80s and 90s, which is let's make it a cheap commodity that everyone can access and make it open. And it's funny because it's causing like real competitive pressure on the U.S., even though I do think we don't get that perspective at all in Western media.
No, not at all.
And it's very much a kind of, I was going to try to make a Chinese wall joke, but it didn't work. There's just like a bit of an iron curtain there.
Yeah.
Where people can't really kind of get any of that information.
How about this? It's a bit like trying to use chopsticks. It's actually impossible if you live in America to understand what's going on with this Chinese stuff.
So it's interesting, actually. Speaking of Bloomberg, this was in one of their newsletters. They had a translation from one of Xi's recent speeches where he's talking about AI. And this is what he said. All plans must be based on facts, aiming for solid, genuine growth without exaggeration and promoting high-quality, sustainable development. Those who act recklessly and aggressively without regard for reality, impose excessive demands, or deploy resources without careful consideration must be held strictly accountable. Developing new quality productive forces must be done in line with local conditions. Some places, regardless of reality, blindly chase after whatever is trendy. They see others developing chips, so they develop chips too. They see others doing the new 3, and they are unwilling to fall far behind. It's so funny, right? I mean, it's the exact opposite of what you hear from anyone in America
Yeah.
about the race for AI.
Well, it's also funny just about the race for like production stuff too, and talk about the new 3, because the new 3 isn't that like all high tech production.
Yeah.
It's like batteries and I can't think vehicles and something else.
I think solar.
And then old 3 is like washing machines,
Right.
and shit like that. I
Yeah.
can't. It's the new 3. You know, it is really. But now like the whole thing in America is like we need to do the old 3 here
Right.
to decouple.
decouple.
And he's just like, you know what? Seek truth from fact. He's like,
They're always saying that.
he is. I mean, if you read, I read, I think 2 parts of Governance of China. I don't know parts. I read 2 books of it earlier this year. He does just be talking like this.
Yeah. But I do think it is striking how the complete opposite of everything you will hear from any U.S. official or U.S. like business leader,
Yeah.
especially about AI, which is like, it doesn't say anything about, you know, that those who act recklessly and aggressively without regard for reality. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That describes basically like Sam Altman to a T, no?
Oh, well, I don't know. I feel like Sam is really in touch with reality. No, but yeah, I agree. I mean, Elon, for instance, like, I
Sure.
think the whole thing too is that like, and this is again, like, I'm not a huge AI expert or anything like this, but like what I read about this stuff sometimes, you know, and their whole thing was like, we have this competitive advantage of mere months over China. And like almost all of the writing I've read about AI is based around that fact, but that fact being true and us like always pursuing that, like part of the race is the reason we have to just stay ahead of them. But I haven't read a whole lot of writing about like what happens if we just fall really behind them. And I think that will happen at some point.
Well, we're falling behind on other stuff. I mean, because this is all happening as China is consolidating full dominance in EV and solar supply chains.
Yeah.
And they've also like upgraded a ton of their own like mineral and dual use export controls like to other countries. Although obviously that was like part of Xi and Trump's negotiation. Although it's a little unclear anyway where that went. The whole scale of the Chinese green build out is shocking.
It's crazy.
I'm going to sound like a two's head here, but he really does break down and, you know, has his own criticisms of the, you know, most people are like, oh, it's an overcapacity issue, like they produce too much, and maybe we can get into that. But, you know, he was kind of breaking down the sheer industrial build out of this is mind-boggling. The first 6 months of 2025, they installed more than 250 gigawatts of solar, numbers so large that they basically changed the global baseline for what, quote, fast decarbonization looks like. So they've now like set a bar that is probably impossible for other states to meet because of their own capacity.
Yes.
But it's shocking. But so, you know, his perspective on the whole overcapacity thing is really interesting. He basically points out that, like, yes, there is, you know, they've produced like 50% more PV manufacturing capacity than what some people assume we need to have in order to get to net zero. And he's like, no, actually that's good because that's what's needed to drive costs down.
Yeah.
And to kind of like speed up total electrification. And so they're really like leading this entire global push. And you know, the whole thing doesn't work unless everyone and everything electrifies, right? So what China's kind of built out is less a like niche success story, which again is a little bit of how it's treated in the Western press, and more like the story for the global drive for a green transition.
Yeah.
And that has its own political ramifications, right? Because it's pushing other states. There is, you know, it's not just that they're like selling solar panels to everybody. It's like, this is a massive story about massive industrial capacity that has basically we've never seen before.
Yeah. But basically nobody else comes close to.
No, and never in history. And bigger years probably to come.
Our next winner, the one and only Pope Francis. You seem questioning.
For a second, I was like, wait, that's the old Pope. And then I got confused.
Correct. It is the old Pope, for he died. Now, one of my biggest fears, as many people know, is going to hell. And I thought of what is the best way to get to heaven?
Become Pope.
It's become the Pope. And I was wondering, what happens if you're the Pope and you die? I guess you go to heaven and you're just like a regular priest. But I'm like, what happens to priests in heaven?
They're probably the same.
But I'm like, can't you just like be normal there?
I have a question about heaven.
Can you fuck if you're a priest there? Like, finally.
No, that wasn't my question. But good to know where your head's at.
That's a good one.
What's this like class society in heaven?
I bet there's some like really crazy 1970s book that's like a Marxian take on the Lucifer, the fallen angel.
Like,
because
you're saying we've got priests in heaven.
Yeah.
Do people have jobs in heaven? Like, what's the situation?
Nothing ever happens.
And heaven is like, to me, yeah, my job is, okay, like in the morning I get up and I go on the roller coaster, and then like in the afternoon I eat crazy lobster like rolls and stuff like that, and I don't even get a stomachache because of all the butter. And then after that I probably go to the beach for a while, and like there's a lifeguard.
Wait,
probably.
there's beach?
Yeah, dude, it's heaven. What do you mean there's a beach? It's
I thought
heaven.
it was all clouds.
Well, yeah, but you just need sand and water, and the ocean or whatever. I mean, I guess you have a lake, but that's a fake beach. And then, like in night, I go to like a Titanic ballroom, but it doesn't sink. And then we do draw like the sex scene in the car, and so everyone has jobs. Like there's someone in the restaurant, So I guess it is true. Yeah, there's jobs in heaven. I don't know where they're from or what the people do to get
Imagine
there.
if you get to heaven and then you're just like, fuck, I'm still a barista.
Yeah, you're at the pearly gates. And you're like, St. Peter, sorry, why do I still have my septum piercing in? I'm looking at my hair right now. It's still blue. I have a rat tail a little bit. Like, wait, what's going on? It's like, welcome. You will be a barista. We have third wave coffee up here. You're gonna be at some place called like, what are fucking coffee shops called? What are they called? Tapioca. You're working at Tapioca now. Yeah, I guess that's true. Heaven has jobs, but I won't have one. And I feel like the priest in heaven, you're kind of like, it's the ultimate I told you so. So like, it's, if you're the Pope and you become the priest there, it's like the ultimate, you're like, I was right. God's real. Heaven's real,
But all those people also thought that. So then you can't really brag to anybody.
No, because some people I've heard can go to heaven even if they don't actually believe in God because they have an open mind. I've heard that as well. So our next winner, of course, and really I would say the winner of 2025 overall has to be gamblers.
Well, a lot of them probably net loss, though. Net losers.
You can't look at this on a year-by-year basis, Liz.
But we are, because
it's
it is the 2025 haters and losers.
I'm not saying the gamblers have won financially. I'm saying they've won socially by being, because once upon a time the gambler was seen as somewhat of a rascal of society. No,
and now he is society.
Facts.
And the world is one big casino.
And within that one big casino, and within the slightly smaller but still large casino of New York City, there are even smaller but realer and more gambling-centric casinos known as casinos that are opening here in New York City, Liz.
So I think that's stupid.
Why?
Because I think that they should be in Times Square and not in Queens.
Agreed. Fully agreed. Fully agreed.
I think it's fucking bullshit that they're just like throwing them out in the middle of nowhere. It's like
I don't think Queens is the middle of nowhere.
no, but I just mean you know,
Yes.
there's the one that's next to the stadium.
Yeah.
Like not about that. Put them in Times Square, next to that motherfucking M&M store,
Yep.
and
Have him be the dealer.
he would look great.
Have some of those
Oh my
female
God.
green ones
We could
walking
get-
around.
and like little Spider-Man.
Hell,
Like
how?
all the Times Square. Where's the naked cowboy? He
how?
could do some shit.
No, he's been.
What? Did
You don't
something
know about
happen with-
this?
No. What? Did something happen with him?
Yeah, he died. He
What?
got hit by a truck.
You're lying. Stop
I'm not
it.
lying. You seriously didn't see this?
Stop it. Wait.
It's not on the news. I would love that. And it was like Spider-Man is coming down upside down and he kisses you and he fucking deals you a winning hand.
No, you can't do the kiss. I think that you couldn't do that one. But
No, they could kiss you at casinos for sure. I think that what I think is that the city should disperse like a limited amount of licenses per year. You know, like how it's hard to get a liquor license in a lot of places. Like a limited, like maybe 10 licenses, maybe not even per year ever. It's like taxi medallions for you to have a casino in your house
no.
or like in a storefront.
No, I don't like that.
A mini casino. Because how come all the rich guys get to have casinos, but I can't have a casino?
No.
I can gamble at his casino, but I can't do it at my house?
No, I don't like that.
I love it. Well, it's not happening. So I guess, you know, I was looking at of course, my homepage is set to the American Gambling Association website. They say, and this is the American Gambling Association, so, you know, take it with a grain of salt, that 57% of all Americans participated in some form of gambling this year. So, of course, waking up counts as gambling, right? Because you never know what the day is going to bring. Yeah. But that's crazy.
I mean, they don't count like the stock market, do they?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I doubt
well,
they
they
do.
would actually want to because they'd be like, hey, look,
It'd be
everyone
much
gambles.
higher.
But that's fucking high, 57%.
I'm not surprised. We're fucking inundated with it.
It's
all the
crazy.
time, and there's 80 billion different ways to do it.
Well, sports betting continues to get more and more and more and more popular. I think it's the 38 states it's legal in, but it's legal everywhere. And Kalshi has finally added combos.
Ultra Combo!
Which is, you know, the best part
I-
about sports betting.
First of all, I don't like that they're calling it combos.
So they're like, oh, it's not a parlay, it's a combo.
What are you, fucking fast food chain? You can't call it a combo.
Combo is a pretzel with a filling inside that's small.
That's one kind of combo. There's also the combo meal.
Also, when you fucking uppercut someone, then kick them.
Call it a parlay. They can't.
They can't because their whole thing is it's not gambling. It's like it's predicting.
Yeah,
right. It's so crazy. Why are people tolerating this?
Because everyone is captured and gambling.
Yes.
This is also while they're in a massive class action suit
Yes.
because they are participating in illegal sports betting.
Yes. And I mean, it's so crazy to me. I mean, it's like, I guess this is the fucking president's son is on their board. It's so baffling to me how if you claim to care about Americans and you participate in this, like that anyone takes you seriously about anything you ever have to say ever again.
This
It's
is all that's
baffling to
fucking
me.
left. You know what I keep thinking about when we had Pablo on? Is he was talking about the NBA fracking itself,
Mm-hmm.
which is just like such a good way to put what the NBA is kind of trying to do. I think that like everything is fracking itself,
Yeah.
actually. That all of this is just like trying to mine the like very like minute slim profits they can extract from any which way at any moment because there's just nothing fucking left.
I mean, it's so clear that like anybody who has the ability to is like looting this country.
that's the theme of the Trump administration.
Absolutely
Which-
is.
As this is Haters and Losers episode, we will say from the beginning of the year when the Trump administration took over from Sleepy, RIP, we said, fucking fire sale administration.
Oh my God! We're having a fire sale!
Totally.
Everything must go.
Yes.
Which, by the way, goes into the 1776 dividend that was announced, which is the most like December to remember ass fucking ad from Mayor McCheese.
Trump is giving $1,776 to every American soldier.
Yeah, American warfighter.
Let me ask you this.
I can't believe he didn't say warfighter.
You think the Coast Guard should get it?
I mean, I guess they got included.
No, but no. I'm sorry.
Here's my question.
You should
What's 1776 American
1776. What?
American dollars in like, how many was that in Trump's first term?
That doesn't matter. It's a number that counts, not what it means. You know what I'm saying? That to me, it's like, first of all, these guys are all spending it on car payment loans that they're paying for, like, their 40% loans that they've taken out for, I don't know what. It's the classic is Dodge Charger, but they've probably got worse cars now because of the economy. Or they're spending it on sports betting, or OnlyFans, or fentanyl. That seems to be what most soldiers purchase. Or like
lip filler.
Lip filler. That's true. We can't forget the women. Lip filler or nails for our female combatants out there, and
warfighters.
For our female warfighters out there. If I was a soldier, and let me tell you, if there's any left-wing colonels listening to this.
I was a soldier.
I was a soldier.
And you were my lady.
And I was also a lady. But then Trump 2 won and I changed. So Trump, if you're like a left-wing colonel out there, hit the tip line.
Do those exist?
There has to be one, right? Mm-hmm. He just like, well, I guess I'm a colonel, but
that's a great movie
I should be
idea.
the president.
Oops, I'm a colonel.
Well, it should be like,
oops.
Damn, I wanted to be like a left-wing president, but I guess I'm a colonel. Oh no. But I'm saying, like,
you still could be, my friend.
You still could be. If you play I'm a Svengali, Machiavelli, I'm the fucking the Rasputin. I'm all of these foreign characters in one. And I could get you in the White House. I couldn't get you to win the presidency or anything there, but I could guarantee I could get you in the White House in some capacity. I'll bet you money that I could do.
Well,
that.
There's tunnels.
A dark horse winner, I have to say, would be Ghislaine Maxwell.
And potentially having a big year next year.
You think so?
I don't know. The way things are going, your prediction about her maybe getting off or getting out early, looking pretty good.
Not to shill for prediction markets, because I do use them voluntarily, even though this podcast is sponsored by Polymarket.
Yeah. Promo code Polycool.
Yeah. Promo code, FFM or MMF. What, male, male, female. But that's how my betting pattern's there. Okay. It's like
you gotta do that in RFK voice.
Yeah. You mind if one of my homies sat in with us?
Sat in?
Yeah, dude, we're old. We can't. What do you mean, sat in? We're old as fuck, dude. We can't have crazy kind of. Me and my friend are both really old. We can't have sex any other way.
We're doing like session musicians. You want to take a solo over here?
Yeah. Like, I need to call in some experts to improve the sex. Yeah. This is a hint. This is a TrueAnon tip. If you're bad at sex, you have to become open-minded.
For a pitch hitter.
And you got to invite some pitch hitters in so that whoever you have sex with is like, wow, that was a really great sexual experience. But you are sort of on the other guy's coattails. You know what I mean? I guess that's what cucking is, maybe.
And also potentially rape.
No. This is everyone's like, we're doing this. We're having a male, female threesome.
But if you're calling in a pitch hitter, I'm saying, just make sure everyone knows what's going on.
Yeah, you can't be like,
that's me.
Hey, actually, yeah. Oh, you're talking about the thing where you go to the closet. Yeah. That's not real.
What do you mean that's not real?
Where like you go to the closet and your friend comes out of the closet and resumes having sex in your place.
None of this is real. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So Ghislaine Maxwell is having an amazing year. She got to be interviewed by Todd Blanche, which is every girl's dream. But she got put into a cushy prison.
Wait, I told you this before, but I just want it on the record. Todd Blanche sounds like Andy Cohen.
He does kind of sound like Andy Cohen.
He sounds like Andy Cohen. If you go back and listen to those tapes, listen to it. He sounds exactly like Andy Cohen, and it was like blowing my mind. And then I had this like, oh my God, we need to get Ghislaine on Watch What Happens.
I mean, Ghislaine would make an amazing Real Housewife.
But also Andy would just like, I mean, she basically is a Real Housewife
Yeah.
because of all of her connections to all the Real Housewives.
Yeah.
And I will say this, if she hadn't been implicated in this, good chance she was a Real Housewife.
Facts. Well, unfortunately, the man with the money never deigned to make her a housewife.
That's true.
He kept her out in the cold. I forgot. I completely got derailed by all this crazy talk about threesomes you guys were having. I think that it is a good bet that Ghislaine might be pardoned at some point by Trump.
Or like commuted.
Or commuted or something. Yeah. Let's hedge a little bit. Some sort of...
No, it's not hedging. It just seems more realistic.
I don't know what hedging is.
Okay. Wait, Brace, the next one you have written here just says the one and only Adolf Hitler.
And you can never mistake him for anybody else. Now, you don't agree with this?
He's a big winner of the year.
I think that the one and only Adolf Hitler's having something of a moment. No, you disagree? I do think Hitler's coming back a little bit.
But I thought, but that's been happening for a while, I thought.
I know, but I think Hitler is really having a good year in 2025.
Okay.
And let me explain to you why. I think Hitler's mass acceptance by many in the streaming world has brought him a new audience. It, combined with a lot of other stuff that's like also just happening at the same time, I think Hitler is probably more popular now among young people than he's been since,
38.
He had an incident. No. Oh yeah, I guess young people probably were like, this guy sucks by 45, right? But since he was alive.
Yeah.
I think Hitler's numbers in the US right now, I guarantee with young people, Hitler's polling better than ever.
I think that's probably true.
I read
Everything's coming up Hitler.
I mean, Hitler is, listen, and I don't judge on this show, I wasn't there.
Where?
Anywhere. I had no involvement. At this so-called conference you guys are saying took place. There's no notes for it.
Amerifest.
Yeah, just the Amerifest conference. But I would say Hitler right now. I read this like City Journal, which I think is the Manhattan Institute.
Yes.
Shout out! What an amazing thing.
Promo code Polycule.
Yeah. Promo code. I told you guys that's gossip. I don't have permission to say on the show, but it's a Manhattan Institute affiliated polycule. Yeah, I told you guys what I heard.
Yeah.
But Manhattan Institute, which is a right wing, I would say that there's if not Hitler guys at Manhattan Institute. I'm sure they have one or two crawling around in there. Quite a lot of people were probably quite favorable to Mussolini or perhaps Francisco Franco. They
Anyone who says they like Franco doesn't know anything about
it's
Franco.
like shut the fuck up.
I'm like, that's you thinking that you're being the like, oh, everyone says they like this band, but I like this other band.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't know anything about Franco.
No, and he was like, it's like you worship a Cadillo or whatever. Like Franco was multi-culti, first of all.
And also like so recent. I just like, I don't know. I feel like people like, I mean, he was alive for a long time. Really like lump them together.
He's woke Hitler. No, I'm sorry. He's woke Mussolini. And anybody who tells you they like Franco.
But he's not woke Hitler.
It's like, I guess if you're a Spanish right-wing guy and you like Franco, it's because he's your main right-wing guy, right?
Yeah, and that's your culture.
What culture? But I kid.
Right-wing Spanish culture.
That's true. Which
I mean.
is really amazing. But if you're like an American guy,
yeah, and you think you're being like fucking like niche and esoteric by being like
Franco.
Actually Franco is like pretty interesting. Shut the fuck
No,
up.
he's not.
He's not.
He's not. The one interesting thing about Franco is that he kind of neutralized everyone in his coalition, but he didn't do it in a way that was like crazy. He just did it in a way that was effective, I guess. He was kind of just like a fucking piggy slob who left much of the day-to-day business to technocrats.
Yes.
And it's telling that the second he died, that shit was over.
Yes.
That shit was over. People were not, they didn't want another Franco. They were like, no, we want, you know, I think it was the conservatives first, and then they're of course, even ironically, every social democratic party in Europe is more Hitlerian than Hitler himself. And so if Franco had just seen the future, augured a little more effectively, he would have retired, I guess, at around the mid-1970s and let the PSOE take his place, and because he could let 1,000 Hitlers bloom. But yeah, so anyways, the Manhattan Institute, Franco worshipping, I'm sure, they interview a bunch of Gen Z people. I just read this today. And a bunch of them are like, one of the questions is, what do you think of Hitler? And a bunch of them are like, I think he's pretty good, you know? Strong executive. I don't like the genocide stuff, but I think he's pretty good. And so, as anybody knows,
Strong executive.
he did have a strong executive. You can't say that's not true. He had a really strong executive. It's
just a very weird way to put it.
It's very clear that all of them are parodied shit they just saw in
Of
last
course.
years. You know, like everybody does. But I got to tell you, the Young Republicans group chat scandal.
Sure. Big
Moment for Hitler. Big moment for Hitler. Oh, guess he's still canceled.
Right.
He didn't have a little Louis C.K. moment. Oh,
Not
wait.
yet.
Is Louis
Wait.
C.K. still canceled, maybe?
People, so many people are still trying to figure that one out.
It's true. It's the enigma of the age. Paul Ingrassia, who described himself, I believe, as Hitler-like, was asked, withdrew, his nomination was withdrawn. He was given another job in the Trump administration. And, of course, the behavior of the amazing state of Israel.
Sure.
I'll tell you this. My prediction that we are building, and I can tell this is coming, America is building Black Hitler. It will come.
It's liberal Hitler.
We're building liberal Hitler, too. There's a lot of Hitlers in the works.
I genuinely think that liberal Hitler is on the table for 2028.
You think Newsom's going to be liberal Hitler?
I think that he is one of the most likely of them to not back down from using a lot of the executive powers that Trump has also been using.
Yeah, I could see that.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't see him being liberal Hitler, though, because I don't think he's of iron will enough. But I think that he is the most likely, as it stands now, to make arrests.
Yeah, I could just see him being like, we are actually, I'm going to do abundance by fiat.
Yeah.
You know
okay,
what I mean?
can see that. Yeah, I could see
like
that.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And like really sort of continuing the consolidation of the executive that's been a long sort of trend in American governance.
Well, I don't know if Gavin Newsom would have voted for Hitler. I believe firmly that Hitler would vote for Gavin Newsom.
I love that. Also, we had the big scandal with the anti-Semitic touchdown dance on Aiden Ross's stream.
Could you do that dance for me? Because you were doing it before we did the show. So, Liz, explain to me in your own words. Don't look at your computer, even though there's no notes on this, but just don't look at your computer in case someone's sending you notes on this. Who is Aiden Ross?
He's a streamer,
I need more than that.
content creator.
Nope. I need something that's not a synonym. I need a full sentence.
And a gamer.
Not a way I would describe Aiden Ross exactly.
Whose friend Barron Trump
Correct.
helped him get Donald Trump on
Yes.
his stream.
Where he gave Donald Trump.
A handshake.
Well, that is technically true, but he also gave him, I think, a wrapped Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Aiden Ross, can I play you a clip, Liz, that
Yeah.
will describe Aiden Ross?
What does a fascist mean? It means you are a far right authorization on ultra analyst, political ideology movement characterized by dictator leadership, centralized autocracy, militarism, forcible suppression of opposition. So I don't know what that means, bro. I swear to God. I don't know what the fuck a fascism is. I don't know what the fuck that is. Benito Mussolini and Giviante Gentile and Jason Stanley. Like, who the fuck are these people, bro? Never heard in my fucking life. What is an example of a fascist? Yo!
For those, of course, who can't see that, the name Adolf Hitler came up. That is Aiden Ross in a nutshell. He is, I believe, Jewish, although he's claimed to be many different religions at various points. He, by the name being Aiden Ross and his demeanor, obviously, as we call you, the Polish bloodhound, you can tell he's Jewish. He hangs out. He was hanging out with Nick Fuentes for a while, and a lot of his fans are quite, I believe, racially aware. Let's put it like that. And I guess he developed a dance, which is this. It's the greedy Jew. I didn't know there was a full dance to go along with that. And so what did he asked a football player to do this?
Yeah. From the Rams. And he was like, what do you do and the guy did it on the stream. And then he was like, you should do it on his like actual touchdown dance. He was like, okay. And then he just I think he got suspended for like 2 games, maybe. I can't remember. But anyway, everything's coming up Hitler.
Everything is coming up Hitler. Still canceled. We're working on it though.
Wait, but you already mentioned the next winner, Nick Fuentes.
And I think it's one of the undisputed really winners. Like no one can argue with this. Nick Fuentes has been one of the big winners of 2025.
Yeah.
You know, he's been hanging out with some of my goats for a while. Obviously, we're all very familiar with Fresh and Fit here. Mm-hmm. I feel like Fresh and Fit
fell off.
They very much fell. And you know who else fell off? I feel like Andrew Tate really fell off. You know?
Good.
Like you were seeing him everywhere for a second. Now it's just like
maybe the same thing will happen with Fuentes.
Maybe. But I think he's got a little more legs. Fresh and Fit, if you're
What? Is he taller than Andrew Tate?
No, he has very small legs.
So does Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate's body, man, is crazy looking.
How would you describe it? I love when men describe other men.
I guess.
Serpentine?
Well, he's quite oiled many times I've seen him.
He's a greasy fellow.
Yes. He's quite oiled. Hairless is something that comes to mind.
Yeah, lasered.
Chiseled. He's chiseled? He's chiseled. Let's give it to him. He's chiseled.
I feel like chiseled isn't what I would use.
The thing is, and this is my problem with short guys who get really like in shape. Andrew Tate is really ugly. Like his face is ugly. I think that's, and I'm not saying this from a position of I think I'm so handsome here. I'm just saying that objectively, by many metrics, Andrew Tate's face is pretty ugly, right? And when you get in really good shape, it can oftentimes draw attention to the fact that your fucking shit is weird looking too. And so my suggestion to Andrew Tate is this. Get like surgery, get Chad surgery. If Andrew Tate was given a Matt Riffian
for
jaw,
his legs?
Everything. Implants on the legs, face surgery, I've been watching this streamer called Clavicular a lot, which I think I explained to you a little bit. I think you need to collab with Clavicular.
Is that really his name?
It's his name. It's Clavicular. Do you want to see what Clavicular looks like? Just look up Clavicular.
King Clavicular? Oh, yeah. He did get Chad surgery, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think he's been like breaking his face a lot. But Andrew, you need to get with this young cat Clavicular. You've looked at it?
Yeah, there's like some video breaking down his extreme looks maxing.
So my suggestion is bookmark for watch later.
Okay.
And then watch that motherfucker on the train home on the iPad, full vol, Actually, through the Bluetooth pill. Hang that motherfucker up on the train seat. And we put it up.
That's a winner of the year. People who play music on their phones. Or my other favorite, people who just walk down the street or on the train with a boombox.
Yeah.
I like talking on the phone on the train in the subways, so it gets stopped I do it on speaker.
And I go, wait, sorry, I'm on the train. I think you're cutting out.
No, this is what I mean. It's an incredible year for insane people. Because the reality is if you're doing something that disruptive and antisocial in public,
it is antisocial.
You are not only doing that because you find it for some reason satisfying, because you yourself are a fundamentally antisocial person. But you're also looking for a fight because you want me to come over there and say, excuse me, sir, will you shut the fuck up? And when I say that, you're going to go crazy and make some big fucking scene. I'm just sick of it.
Just get some fucking motherfucking headphones.
Just get some you know what? Use mine. I'll use the other one. We'll listen together.
Hey, that's nice.
Put on the Adam Friedland show.
Yeah. Yeah, check this guy out. And they're like, oh,
Turn it
God, I love Hitler now. Nick Fuentes is I would say the big winner. So he was getting, I think a little bit, mainstream is definitely not the right way to put it, but he was sort of dabbling with like streamer Miami guys for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he sort of broke out of that this year to dabble with.
Well, a new Charlie Kirk was named.
They did name a new Charlie Kirk. Do you think the new Charlie Kirk's Nick Fuentes?
No, but I do think that his rise coincided with Charlie's demise.
I mean, I think it was like he was not
one was going on the up escalator while the other one was going on the down escalator.
Nope. I really have to disagree with you on that. One was going on the up escalator, and then the other one was perished, and he went on an even upper escalator up into heaven.
Yeah. But I just think that because it all everyone started talking about Nick literally right when Charlie died.
Yes.
And that's when you got like all of those kind of glossy profiles.
He's had this podcast blocked for 5 years.
Us?
Yes. It sucks, man.
Why?
I'm trying to send a picture of my wiener. What? I shouldn't?
I feel like he'd be into that.
I know. Well, that's what I have. Yeah. So I think obviously Nick he's one of the biggest content creators on the right, responsible, I think, I don't know, responsible directly, but responsible for much of the reason why every Republican under 30 loves the one and only Adolf Hitler now. Did you see the New York Young Republicans gala from the other night?
No.
Liz. I'm taking off my glasses, but now I'm putting them back on and putting them halfway down my nose.
Schumer.
I'm Schumering a little bit here.
You got a Schumer to stave off the rise of Adolf Hitler.
Liz, this was...
Or to accelerate it.
I would say Schumer probably accelerates it. Yeah, I would say Schumer is probably in the Hitler acceleration camp. Liz, as you know, I am an ex-conservative. Now I would say politically homeless. Both parties are crazy. Everybody's crazy, you know? But I'm a conservative still in many ways, and certainly a member of the GOP. And I was aghast at what my party is becoming. So the New York Young Republicans, which actually has beef with the statewide Young Republicans, although, listen,
what's the difference there?
It's like a chapter, basically.
No, I know, but like in culture.
Hitler is very popular within the New York City Young Republicans.
But the state, they're like, no, we're serious because we're
like,
we
like Franco. No, I think Hitler's probably I think it's probably, I don't know how the chapters work in this motherfucker. But I mean, obviously a lot of those leaked text messages about how much they love Hitler came from Young Republicans group chats earlier this year. And so, and actually that was apparently, those were leaked by former New York City Young Republicans president, Gavin Wax, who is now like public enemy number one for like the based right-wing groypers.
He's going to pen why I left the right.
You know, I texted him.
He didn't text you back.
Like, didn't text me back. I was like, I'm a based conservative, but not that based. Let's talk. And then nothing. But that's what I get for texting a guy, which I'm forbidden by law from doing. And so the New York Young Republicans gala the other night, I think, is a really good example of sort of how Fuentesism has gotten very big on the right. So featured appearances from Sneeko.
Sure.
White nationalist Jared Taylor, which I was actually really shocked by. Because he's one of the most famous white nationalists like in America.
I don't know who that is.
He's like an old guy who's like, what, man? He says that. He's like, what, man? Wake up.
He's a member of the Christmas, what was it?
Adventurers?
The Christmas Adventurers?
He's a little bit, no, he kind of reminds me of like, what's a cartoon character whistles when he says W's? He's like, I can't do it. But he's like, what, man?
Dreaming of a white Christmas.
But he's like a big, like, identifiable. That guy is not like a conservative guy who has some based opinion. He is like
Strom Thurmond.
But no, beyond Strom Thurmond. I guess Strom Thurmond was in office, so I guess he's an average Republican. But he is like a full on white nationalist. Like not any. There's no like dissident bullshit you can like pretend that he can cloak himself in. Benny Johnson, fresh off of being accused from all sides of being gay, I believe.
Also part of America First Fest, or whatever it's called, or AmeriFest.
Wherever Sniffies takes him, you know. 2 members of Alternative for Deutschland, a guy named Matan, who is a believe dwarf, like French guy who gained notoriety by interrupting the video game awards ceremony or a video game awards ceremony several years ago and like being based or whatever, and now has like some shitty podcast. I don't know, but he seems. I watched part of his speech and it was clear that like, oh, this doesn't translate.
These are trash people.
Yes, this is kind of what I'm getting at. A transracial OnlyFans model who films herself smoking methamphetamine.
Come on, man. This
Yes.
is like bum fights shit.
It is straight up. It is straight up bum fights, and they can't even get enough white men to be bum fight. They have
No,
to
but
like.
that's the whole thing about being a Nazi now is that you're not white.
Yeah, that's true. You're not white, and you hang out with like cartoonish people of color. You know
But
what I
then
mean?
they all talk about white power, but no one's white.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm saying. It's like Sneeko he's like his big thing is anti-Semitism because it can't be. You'll never be white. You'll never be white. And I think that's the unifying thing. But the unifying thing is like content, clicks, all that kind of shit.
Sure, bum fight.
Bum fight. It's all bum fight.
Everything is becoming bum fight. Everything is bum fight.
Well, there was a bum fight at this. So during the ceremonies, I don't know what the fuck they're doing in there. This protester gets up with like a Nazi flag and is like, doing some protests. Like, you're all Nazis.
Seems like kind of a.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you wave the Nazi flag during your protest about how everyone's a Nazi.
Classic mistake, though.
Yeah,
People
that's-
keep doing
I
that.
just like you're kind of like mistaking the whole thing. They're the ones with the Nazi flags if they're Nazis, not you.
I think he was probably trying to get like pictures of him taken as if there was a guy who loved Nazi there, but there is everyone who loves Nazi there.
Yeah, you don't need
Taylor's
to fake
there.
it. Just like,
Well, so this is Jack Posobiec,
he's there too.
ultimate fence walker. He's kicked out during Jack Posobiec. So at the same time, a 5 foot, and I'm not even being insulting or joking or anything here, a 5'4" racist live streamer named Hayden McDougal follows the protester outside. Hayden had previously been seen by myself and many others on Sneeko's stream saying he hates blacks and Jews and he's proudly racist. And this is like his big thing. Like, I hate black. He's sort of like a budget Nick Fuentes. He is exactly a budget Nick Fuentes.
Yeah.
His big thing is he dresses old timey and stands near a telephone and says,
What's old timey?
like he wears like a
Like a top hat?
but like a double-breasted suit or whatever.
It's normal.
No, it's pretty old timey to wear that in your little YouTube video. I would say so. You're not
I
wearing a
feel like
double-breasted
all
suit right now.
These
I might.
guys make the mistake of trying to be fancy lads,
Yeah.
thinking that it makes them like more, I don't know, it makes them look more sophisticated.
I think it's like also a little bit like that's back when like the blacks were in their place or whatever, you know?
But then you look like fucking Glenn Beck.
Yeah, you do. They do
Doing,
all kind of
like,
look back in.
weird, like KFC cosplay.
Fuentes is doing a little bit of Tucker cosplay, but this dude is fully like he's leaned too far into the past because sometimes he does videos in front of like a phone, like an old phone booth or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like a little like, oh, I'm a time traveler back from the 1940s. Michelle Obama, you know what I mean? Like that kind of shit.
Yeah. That
but
does sound like Glenn Beck though too.
that is true. But he's like, his big thing is like, he'll like, he'll like say he'll watch, they love to like watch a video of like a viral video of like, I don't know, black people fighting or something, and then just yell the N-word at their phone. Like that's kind of that's his like big thing. This is this man's career. So anyways, the protesters outside, Hayden McDougal, the 5'4" guy who yells N-word at his phone while watching videos of like black people fighting, is there. And also this like sort of corpulent lurking creature who's like another based racist guy named like Vril, whatever, but it's like what is that? Vril. Is it Vril something? He's also with the Nazi guy.
Okay.
And the protester tries to hand them like the swastika flag, and Hayden McDougal's like, I got plenty at home. While this is happening, a also 5'4", wearing suspenders, man of a jolly build comes outside.
Okay.
His name, I believe, is Kevin Smith,
Come on, Soundball, let's get the fuck out of this fucking jib joint.
which was difficult for me to take in.
Okay.
I was like, is this his screen name or something? His name is Kevin Smith. and he immediately sees Hayden McDougal and thinks he's the protester. And now Kevin Smith, I believe, is from the Long Island Young Republicans. So that means he's like, he's real salt of the earth. He sees Hayden McDougal and thinks that this little fancy lad is the guy who's been protesting.
Little Lord Fauntleroy.
And he fully slaps him.
Slaps?
And I will say this, balls and strikes here, it's a great slap. It's a great slap. And Hayden is wounded.
I have a question.
Yes.
You're both men.
True.
You're in that situation.
Yeah.
Immediate confrontation.
Yeah.
How do you make the decision to slap versus punch?
Well, the slap is more patronizing. It's more like you're not worthy. And it's less aggressive, but it's like you're beneath me.
I will say.
But it feels very odd to me that you would begin a confrontation with a slap and it's not female coded.
So you'd say that, but I've watched the video of the slap many times. I've never slapped anybody. And my go-to move when if I want to hit somebody is genuinely putting my jacket over their head and then punching them as like down with my fist.
Because remember obviously the slap.
The slap.
That
Yes.
had more to do with like
Honor.
To your point.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious about this man. So the way I read the situation, not having seen anything, not knowing who any of these people are, not understanding any of the context, balls and strikes, did not feel confident in his ability to punch. Went for the flat hand. It
was a full
wind up
slap across the face. I mean, it was balls and strikes here. I think that slap was much more effective than a punch would have been.
Interesting.
Because it really, not only did it probably hurt, but it also humiliated in a way that a punch really could not.
Okay.
Because if you get punched by a guy, here's what happens whenever anyone gets punched. And I'll say this, I've probably done this myself. I've been punched a lot in my life. I really have been punched a lot.
I got a face for punching.
And it sucks because my glasses, my glasses always fly off, and then I just have to fight somebody without being able to see anything.
Yeah.
But I do get
handicap.
But the thing is, whenever someone fucks my glasses, I do get so mad, and so it helps me fight people. But I don't like fighting.
I love that you just put the two fists up like a little Irishman.
No, because you have to do is choke someone immediately, because that really scares people.
RFK.
I just watched it. He staggered him with that slap.
Show Liz the slap.
It's coming. Here it is. He takes several steps to the side. I mean, these are both short men.
Yes,
but
they're both quite
that guy
short.
was much more stout.
It is. Wait, can you go back?
Yeah.
Let me see this slap again. Because he does it kind of like, he's in his face and then he hits him.
Is there audio we can play from the slap?
You invited him to your fucking club. You Okay, get the fuck out of here.
I think that's a critical hit.
It's a critical. Liz. Let me tell you.
Yeah. He's getting the whole palm.
He's getting the whole palm
on the cheek.
I would so much rather be punched than slapped like that. That is a humiliation that is difficult to come back from.
It's also difficult to come back from it coming from a man in that outfit.
Well, it's also friendly fire. So the guy, Hayden McDougal.
So he didn't know.
He didn't know. So the slapper, Kevin Smith, slaps Hayden McDougal. And Hayden McDougal is shocked because he's like, no, dude, I'm racist. That guy's not racist. You should slap him. But he doesn't know what to say. He and his sort of...
He doesn't just turn around and start slapping people.
Well, he's with this somewhat lumpy, neuroatypical, much taller gentleman next to him, and they sort of retreat to a waiting group of people that includes Nick Fuentes, who was invited to the New York Young Republicans Gala, but denied entry apparently at the last minute, and just hung out outside.
That's weird.
Later that night, Kevin Smith takes a picture with Hayden McDougal to show, actually, we're all base friends here. Heil Hitler! We love Adolf Hitler. We're all friends here.
Heil?
No, but I'm sorry, these people openly love Hitler. I don't understand why we're supposed to treat them like they're any different than that. They do. And they can but yes, they don't say Heil Hitler. They're too pussy for that.
Because you could combine that with a slap really easily.
But the white man, and I watched another video from the TPUSA conference today. These groypers, they flee when they're attacked.
Wait, was there a confrontation?
There was a groyper fleeing. with another it was a based.
When I think of Graper fleeing, have you seen the episode of Seinfeld with the pig man?
Of course.
Oh, God. It's a big man. A big man.
Of course.
The image I have of the pig man very briefly at the end, squealing and running in the background at the hospital. That's how I picture a Graper fleeing.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
This is why you want to carry a gun, because you can't flee on any circuit. I'm like, sorry, if Hayden McDougal should have shot him dead. But the white man is still not awake. And there's still could you imagine getting slapped by another white man in front of
The white man convention.
At the white man's convention and then running off to Sneeko? It's disgraceful. I got to tell you, Liz, our loser of the year for me, I don't know about you, but it's got to be Charlie Kirk.
Well, he did lose the greatest thing of all, life.
His wife's hand.
Also that, but that in death.
Christians can get remarried after the husband dies, right?
Yeah, she's not Catholic.
But even can Catholics get remarried after the husband died? I don't know.
I think you're not supposed. I think you have to get
annulled or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlie Kirk, I got to tell you, that TPUSA conference being held in his memory right now, I don't know if it's going to make 1 million Charlie Kirks. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to make 1 million Charlie Kirks. I hope it does. From the bottom of my heart, I hope it does. But I think that he died and is being forgotten and spit upon by his former friends, who all now hate each other because of Candace Owens. So, I don't know if you agree with this. I'm doing my winners and losers of the entire Charlie Kirk thing here.
Okay.
Losers, Charlie Kirk.
Obviously.
Erica Kirk.
Yeah.
Winners.
But she's also winning.
Interesting. How so?
She's on TV all the time.
That is awesome.
She's on internet TV all the time.
Even better.
She is like headlining all of these events with the sitting vice president.
Yep.
Who is groping her butt, I'm assuming.
So there's more than one winner here.
They're having, cocktails after the fact.
Facts. No, leave Usha at home.
And, she's clearly teeing up a bigger, to have a bigger role within either TPUSA or just the Republican Party in general.
She inherited TPUSA.
I mean, imagine what the RNC is going to be in 2028.
It's going to look like one of those ISIS remember our martyrs like videos that they would put out.
But she will be like one of the keynote.
Oh, absolutely. She'll probably be the
100%.
keynote speaker.
And, even like leading up into that, the midterms next year, she's going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
So is she really a loser?
Well, now she has to run the organization because I think Charlie was actually running it logistically.
But maybe that's not her role.
Yeah, maybe it's figurehead, which is awesome. That's such a cool, but also be a figurehead that does have higher firepower. That's great. I would say the incontrovertible winners are Tyler Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
And
who is like still trolling everyone.
I mean, really, yeah, it's his ass did that shit.
His ass is trolling, like even after the biggest troll.
He's still trolling?
It seems like he's trolling from the courthouse.
Well, did you read that Washington Post story about him? It's pretty good. I mean, they can only look into so much, but he was playing Wordle less than an hour before he blew off Charlie Kirk's head with a rifle.
Well, you gotta, you're on your phone.
The guy's a fucking gay. Yeah,
he probably got a push notification.
That is true. He's probably like waiting for it to kill Charlie Kirk. He's like, oh, what do I do?
He's like, oh, new Wordle up.
Yep, I guess I'll do it.
Wordle made him do it. It's these violent video games.
So there's an hour after the attack, they found some more messages. Tyler writes, I'll be Tyler. Actually, you be Tyler.
Utah gets a national headline for the first time in a while, and it's someone sliming Charlie Kirk.
To which his friend says, yeah, I heard he got attempted on.
And then Tyler says, he's reported dead and the footage looks bad.
First of all, slimed. And then I heard he got attempted on. Is that slang or is this guy like? I really like that.
This is all really weird way to talk. I'm sorry.
It's crazy to me.
Slimed? What is this? Nickelodeon in the 90s?
I think it's sort of like comes from like, I don't know. It's a young people say it.
Young people do not say he got attempted on.
I don't know if attempted on is really good. I actually really like that. I think slimed is whatever, but attempted on is really good. So the Washington Post article had more about him. He was a big nerd who loved Discord, Magic the Gathering, his transgender girlfriend, and playing video games, and like really seems just like a kind of like average, like nerd guy, like leftish nerd guy. You know what I mean?
I don't know if were his politics left wing?
Like leftish. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, there's been no, obviously on some, they sort of say like he seemed left wing, but it's not like he's like.
I think it's that there's a kind of old world view of these things that all of these sort of social attributes code left.
Yes.
When actually in the actually existing contemporary real world, that has been completely and totally scrambled and is not actually true.
Well, I think if you look in left in terms of like culture, or left and right in terms of culture, which is how most Americans deal with politics, I think that he is on the left side of that.
But like, what do you mean?
Exactly. Then we're in like the realm of nonsense. You know what I mean? But these things code left. And I think for a lot of people, coding left or like that is sort of a substitute. And I don't mean this even as an insult to anybody, but like that is sort of a substitute for like a developed politic.
No, I'm not saying that he didn't have developed politics. I'm saying like these things that people assume are left wing, like used to code left wing, but they don't necessarily now.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm saying that like everything is very scrambled and more fluid than I think people can understand, especially in old world style press articles.
Well, I'll say this. I think that there are probably a lot of people who have or profess to have like neo-Nazi politics who have this exact same descriptors attached
of course,
to them,
that's
down to like the transgender girlfriend. I think that is like, that is
I don't
absolutely.
think any of this has anything to do with.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think it's it's an interesting case because again, like the guy seems fairly, like barely political, but I guess like I'm also like not thinking of how politics are now. It's hard for me to even grasp how a lot of sort of young people work their way through the world right now. It's tough, but he killed Charlie Kirk, and the thing is, allegedly killed Charlie Kirk. That is true. He allegedly killed Charlie Kirk, and frankly, there was not a million Charlie Kirks that rose up after that. The one I think absolute winner has to be Candace Owens.
She is at the top of her game right now.
Have you been watching?
No, I have not been watching Candace Owens.
We'll never understand each other. Like you refuse to engage with media that really means a lot to me. Candace is amazing. If I die, Liz, you need to do what she's doing to Charlie to me.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you die, Israel did it.
We're so far beyond Israel doing it, Liz.
Oh, really? But the French too, right? I want her to like, we need to loop around to him being still alive.
We're getting there. We really are kind of getting there. Would you believe that on September 8th, an informant for Candace Owens.
Wait, she has informants?
Well, it could be a schizophrenic gang-stalked guy who did email her and she had on our show.
Okay.
But there's many different words
That's irresponsible.
for things. No, that's a responsible thing to do. That's true. So she has a gentleman that claims that, first of all, we have to go way back. 35 years ago, he was a young, I believe, DEA or Border Patrol agent. He was working on cartels, and he discovered images of his commander hanging out with the cartels in a cartel tunnel.
What?
After that, Liz, he was put on a list for cartel hitmen who have been after him for 35 years. He was also made to sign
Not that great of a cartel.
I was going to say, man, these cartels stink. They've been after him for 35 years.
Maybe they get more Americans in there and they can really get this job done.
They've been doing lawfare against him. It's everything. They've been fucking with him for 35 years. He's been.
I like the idea of like an average citizen claiming lawfare against them.
Well,
that to me is like very in line with the sovereign citizens movement.
there is a hint of that about this gentleman.
Okay.
He is being stalked, and I think this is uncontroversial. He's being stalked by gangs, one might say. Now, after 35 years, this NDA, for some reason he signed, is up. I don't know why they had a 35-year deadline. Regardless, he goes to a military base, the name of which I can't remember right now because I'm saying this all off the top of my head after watching a lot of Candace Owens. But he goes to a military base to go get some files. He sent Candace Owens all the receipts of where he stayed and everything about, and his plane tickets and everything like that. He was going to get some files. And who does he see at this military base? But the brother of a TPUSA guy who's like some kind of military officer, Erica Kirk, and various military officers meeting together.
Wait, so inside job with the wife.
We're just asking questions here. This is just a day or two before Charlie's.
Colonel Mustard with the candlestick.
Well, on the day that Charlie is killed, some Egyptian military planes, which Candace, I must have missed the episode because I don't really see how she got here, which Candace claims are actually Egyptian means Israeli. This is sort of what she establishes as like a fact in Candace universe. She's like, when you see Egyptian, that means Israeli. Like she says that all the time. But I'm like, I must have missed a stream because I'm not really sure how we got there. An Egyptian military aircraft takes a landing in Provo or like near Provo. It's sort of seemingly coinciding with Charlie Kirk's murder. Now, when Charlie Kirk is assassinated, there are a bunch of people she sees counts in the video wearing maroon shirts, which she identifies. And again, I will admit here, I did miss a stream or two. She identifies as all members of the French Foreign Legion. Now, does she identify them by like using some tool to recognize their faces? No. She identifies them by the fact that they wear maroon shirts, and I believe maroon is maybe a color that the French Foreign Legion uses.
Okay, I love this.
Now, there is a chance, and we haven't actually heard about this from her for a while, that actually instead of being shot by the sniper, a guy came out of a sewer grate underneath Charlie and killed him.
Not a tunnel.
A tunnel. And of course, who lives in the tunnel? The Jews.
Oh.
But she doesn't say that. But
mole people.
I just want to say my mole people are never Jewish coded.
Okay.
But what religion do they practice?
They have their own thing going on down there.
That's true. Yeah, the mole god.
So they don't accept Jewish people?
Do you think heaven for mole people is underground? That would flip it, huh?
Interesting. Maybe it's just a low ceiling.
Yeah.
Keep 'em
Yeah. But the actual killing, and then some people are saying he was shocked by his microphone. I don't know. Maybe it was a squib that got his neck.
That's Hitman Codename 47 style.
Really?
You come out, you sabotage the electricity, and then at the right moment, you drop the chandelier. Whatever.
It shorts it out.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't watched because there's also a guy named Ian Carroll who's like one of the worst guys, but he sort of does his own addendums to Candace's theories. But he's also very popular. So Candace is like, there was a Egyptian, meaning Israeli, U.S. government, French Foreign Legion hit squad that was going to kill Charlie Kirk because he was going to go, remember he was going to go woke on Israel. We covered this in
Right,
Charlie
right.
Kirk
Yeah. That's been the claim for a long time.
And also...
But isn't it also about Brigitte?
So Brigitte might have helped order this hit because Candace, one of the most craziest things Candace said is that someone from TPUSA said they killed Charlie, but they're going to come and kill you next.
Candace.
And it was like, they were talking about the Israelis.
Okay.
And so Candace has spent the past, 3 months going crazy. I watched a stream earlier where she was just reading out license plates of cars that were somehow connected to the Egyptian like military plane or like the company that rented them out. It is like fully, and I have a high tolerance for a pretty arcane theories, this one leaves a lot to be desired. And it's every single thing. And a lot of the times, when she struggles with connecting things, she will do one of two things. She will say, I don't know what it is about this guy. He's just evil. And that will implicate him in the plot. And she'll just say, that's how I feel. He's just evil. Or in one instance, she said she had a dream that led her to a certain conclusion.
Yeah, you can't with the dream. That's a classic cop-out.
I'll tell you, Candace...
Sensing the evilness of someone, though, I can get behind that one.
I can too, but it's like, so, but she by sensing the evilness, she integrates someone in the plot. And so she says that Charlie Kirk's like best friends, like these whatever right-wing pastors that hung out with him, were, the implication, especially of the latest episodes, was that they're Israeli plants. And that's part of Candace's whole mythology, or not mythology, like mythos too. I guess that's mythology, but you know what I mean? Like her whole universe is that the Frankists,
right,
Jewish sect from the 17th, 18th century, or from the 1800s rather, infiltrated every world religion and controls a bunch of them. And so these pastors might be Jewish. That is the implication if you were a long-time Candace watcher. And so there's like a Jewish plot that's also with Macrons, because she's also...
Sure.
Or both the Macrons are also sort of agents of this, Franco-Sabbatean, I don't know what,
like
plot.
Sex plot.
Yeah. And they had to kill Charlie Kirk because they couldn't get to Candace.
Well, I just don't think that she should be making this about herself.
Well, okay, it seems that maybe...
You know what, though? She is doing better than ever.
330,000 streams, concurrent viewers, when she gave her fucking speech. Or like speech, when she did her live stream after meeting with Erica Kirk. That's...
I have a question.
Yeah.
So we don't know what happened in that meeting.
We don't.
We know what they say happened in that meeting. Do you think she played it straight? What do you think? Like, how do you think she carried herself?
I think the problem with Candace's claims is that if you actually just say them in plain English, they're so insane that, like, if she said this to Erica Kirk, she'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Because I feel like Candace probably was just like, so we're here to talk.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like, I'm just like going off of what I know from like Real Housewives style confrontation, sit down, like we need to hash things out, where she's like very like in her like double down moment, never surrender.
And you never like fully explain what it is you're fighting about.
Exactly. And you're just like kind of triangulating at any point that you can. But it's like, what does Erica Kirk say?
Well, I doubt Erica Kirk has watched all of Candace's live streams.
Because presumably they were friends at some point.
Well, I don't know. Because Erica Kirk kind of came into the picture when Candace was a little bit leaving
I know,
picture.
that's very true. Which, look, correlation, not causation.
You think she hit it? You think Candace ever hooked up with Charlie?
No, they seem very much like hag coded.
It's a hag style relationship for sure, I think. Yeah. Those texts.
Yeah, they're very like, yeah.
Yeah, poor guy. But she's been inching closer and closer and closer to be like, Erica Kirk did this.
Yeah.
But like part of her thing is like, she's accusing like all these people at TPUSA of things. And so that are not necessarily related to the assassination of Charlie Kirk, but like are kind of she's saying them in relation to the assassination. And so I guarantee that it was focused on that. Like, this person at TPUSA is a problem. This person at TPUSA is a problem. But Candace is always like, everyone's attacking me all the time. And like, if you knew the things that I was going through, it's really effectively a manipulative.
Yeah.
And
it's very reality TV.
Very reality TV. And it's become, so Tucker came out and defended her, but Tucker always does this thing. It's a genius move. I got to start copying this. When Tucker is like, I don't know what Candace has been saying, but like, she's my friend and I think she needs to be heard. He knows exactly what she's been saying. Obviously, anybody could have told him. He covers the fucking news.
Yeah, he could just look it up before he said something.
Or text her, what do you think happened to Charlie Kirk? And he got pushed back for that. And then Megyn Kelly has been sort of trying to play peacemaker. It's been a fucking disaster because I think a lot of people are like, this is like, she's shitting all over this widow of Charlie Kirk.
Who they're also trying to like make a big celebrity within the party.
Exactly. exactly. And there's also weirdly following along like Israel lines too.
Here's my thing. I got to support Candace in this because one, Agent of Chaos.
Uh-huh.
Always got to support the Agent
We
of Chaos.
love Candace.
2, she's very pretty. 3,
I find her quite striking.
I think that if she continues to attack Erica Kirk, eventually JD Vance might have to step in. And I would find that very amusing. And I would like to see someone from the White House being forced to comment on the insane things that Candace Owens is saying.
That has already happened. Not JD Vance, but Kash Patel has been asked, I think repeatedly at this point. At some point,
You know that motherfucker's a Candace watcher.
of course, they're coworkers practically. Candace's whole thing is she'll be like, someone high up in government contacted me and told me this thing.
Kash Patel.
That's what she always says. And so she says at one point, someone high up in the French government contacted her and told her that there had been a hit put out on her for looking into the Charlie Kirk stuff by Brigitte Macron.
Here's the thing. I actually feel like all of this is elevating the French state so much.
Yeah.
I'm like, you think that the French state is going after anybody except for like poor African kids? Like, what are you fucking talking about?
Or Ibrahim Traore, yeah.
Like the French security services are ordering hits on Americans. Like, what do you? No, they're beating up poor kids.
Well, I'm just like, sorry, is the only hit that ever goes through Charlie Kirk's? Like, this other guy's been pursued for 35 years. Candace Owens is, what's happening?
Wait, but what's going on with Kash?
So Kash was asked, are you familiar with the allegations that Brigitte Macron or the Macrons?
Who's asking him this?
Liz,
this
you don't
is what
understand.
you get
Insane
when you replace all of the press corps with just like the fucking like YouTube commenters.
With Cam Higbee?
Who the fuck is Cam Higbee?
Liz, Cam Higbee, first of all. So what the Trump government does is they have some doughy, like 22-year-olds who make Tyler Oliveira style videos.
Who?
It's Tyler Oliveira is like the ultimate guy who does. I've never actually seen one of his videos, but he does like Uber driver suck me off style videos. Like
What are you talking about?
Like it's like a picture of him and like a thumbnail, and it's like a fentanyl, zombies everywhere.
Oh, okay.
This is like what every young person's watching. They're watching like O-Block videos
why am I
by
having
guys
a
like
child?
most dangerous neighborhood in America by like a kind of like a racist white guy basically. And Cam Higbee is like one of these guys. They deploy him. I only found out who he is because he's been deployed by the government several times to go to Gaza and be like, look, there's no starvation. There's hella food here. And then he went to Portland and tried to start fights with people so that he could get a viral video of him being beat up, which did work a little bit. Someone took his he took a flag from somebody. They took it back and he was like, I was assaulted. And then they deployed him, I believe it was Cam Higbee, to Canal Street to be like, look at all these Africans.
Oh, okay.
And so they sort of use a guy like this to
now
foment.
he's in the White House press corps?
Correct. Yeah, I believe Pentagon. Actually, yes.
So he's the one questioning our war fighters.
Well, in this case, he was questioning one of our most fearsome civil servants,
Kash Patel.
Cashword Patel. Well, actually, his full name is Cashology. Cashology Patel, and Patel was like, "We're looking into it.
We're looking into it.
We're looking into it.
The FBI is looking into the claims about Candace Owens.
Should be a pretty quick job.
And the French state.
Well, so Liz,
get Trump on the horn with Macron.
She says that Trump knows. Candace says that Trump knows.
Well, first of all, I believe her.
I do believe her too.
I believe her. Also, I do think that Kash probably believes her, but in a different way.
They're all like this. I'm sorry. Every right-wing famous person is like, you would have been locked them up in a fucking mental institution.
They're like
15, 20 years ago.
I've talked about this before. About the MyPillowification of the Republican Party.
It's absurd.
All these grifters and content creators, same thing, and personalities, entrepreneurs, from bum fight slappers to I don't know what the fuck is a Higbee? What's his fucking name?
Cam Higbee.
And everyone in between This is all it is now.
There's
this is the
nothing
only
else.
thing. This is why I'm so fascinated. I cannot wait until Trump is done with this because I want to see what the fuck they do. Because the Republican Party is, I think people kind of haven't really figured this out yet, but they're in a big crisis.
Huge crisis.
They have a Messiah crisis, basically. Yes. And I'm so fascinated to see what's going to happen when there's this like vacuum.
This is
because
playing
I also
out.
think it is playing out a little bit. Everyone's kind of vying for who that is going to be, from JD to more of the kind of like YouTube ecosystem players to behind the scenes kind of Heritage Foundation stuff. But also like, that doesn't a robust political party make, even in our bullshit American system.
But do you need one anymore?
Well, that's a good question. Or it's just very weak.
Yeah.
Like, in the same way that the Democratic Party is kind of weak as well, but it's sort of a different kind of patchwork.
Yeah.
But the MyPillowification of the whole thing. I mean, can we talk about Bungingo? Because we did it, and I just want to mention this.
Can you play the Halo theme really quickly? Sorry, it's the most somber music I know.
Probably for him, too.
Bungingo, after less than a year...
And that is TrueAnon house style, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Has left... What is it? His end of watch. End of watch.
See you in Valhalla,
I'll
brother.
see you in Valhalla, damn Bungingo. After 1 year of doing nothing but complain.
Here's the thing. I love damn Bungingo.
Mm-hmm.
And I support Moink.
Moink.
I am so happy that he gets to go back to what he loves. And it's so funny that Trump basically said the same thing.
Did Trump comment on it?
Yeah, Trump was like, I think he wants to get back. I think he misses doing his show or something like that.
I mean, that was probably the official reason he gave. He's like, I miss doing my show.
I hate going to work at 8 a.m. or whatever he had to do.
Here's the thing. He fucking hates being the deputy director of the FBI. He's the deputy director of the FBI, and he'd rather do a fucking podcast.
But like, doesn't that say something about society?
Do you know how many inches of height I would give from my penis to become deputy director of the FBI for a fucking week? Prison. There's no one else in the room. Prison.
Wait, you did see that like they are kind of doing that, and it's really coming back to bite them.
What do you mean?
That like the DOJ is filing so many cases. They're getting dismissed at such a higher rate.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
No, they're getting dismissed at like 21%, where the average over the last like 10 years or something was 0.5%.
Are you talking like just random cases?
No, because they're being so aggressive.
Yeah.
But the cases are so poorly built.
They did fire a lot of people.
That everything is getting thrown out. 21% of cases getting thrown out.
So right now is a really good time to commit a federal crime.
It's also a great time to get arrested.
Yeah.
So if you do the first one and then the second one happens, you still got some, the odds are in your favor.
20% is good. 21% is good odds.
It's not, you know what? Promo code good odds.
Yes.
First,
Polymarket.
We'll get some odds on your case on Kalshi and see what, the future holds.
It's so...
Here's the thing. It's not just the deputy director of the FBI. Every single person would rather be doing a podcast than any other job.
It's fucking crazy to me.
And that is the fucking world we live in 2025.
So I guess Bungingo is a winner there.
You know what? I do think that he will probably... The shit that he's going to be able to like milk from being the deputy director for a year for his podcast. Like, okay, if you are an aspiring podcaster or perhaps an ex-podcaster who had to go back to work, but now you'd like to get back in the game. Having a job that you can constantly refer to on your podcast as like, well, when I was deputy director of the FBI, a guy told me, or I remember looking at some files that told me. Like, the stuff that he's going to throw out there is just gold for his audience.
That reminds me of when I was in the florist space in like 2011. I heard something from a really grizzled old veteran florist. You can spend as much time out in the tulip fields as you want, but there's always a rose at home.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's just what I learned.
I think this can't keep going on, right?
This year has been a tough one for me. Like, this was the year where I was like,
it's crazy. It's only been 1 year of Donald Trump too.
I know, but this year has made me. I've really actually had to for the first time in my life because
remember fucking Elon Musk?
Jesus Christ, dude.
That was so long ago. Also, he's back, by the way.
My worry is that
he's like getting involved in the midterms.
I know.
So we're gonna see his
America PAC
weirdo ass again.
My worry is just like, is everyone like this now? Like, obviously, most people I know aren't like this, but like, are even people who ostensibly agree with me like this? Like, everyone's just fucking crazy now.
I wouldn't put it that way, but yes, because this is what's left of America, and
like moink.
It's moink all the way down.
Moink from top to bottom?
Moink from top to bottom, from bottom to top.
Moink.
You go on Instagram, it's all moinkers. Proverbially speaking. You go on Substack. That's the home of the moink. YouTube? Moink Olympics.
I don't know. Things are so, people are so crazy now. I don't know.
Everything's going to get so much crazier.
Everything's going to get,
Here's the thing. I cannot wait for the midterms. That's officially going to start kind of next year.
Uh-huh.
Right? A little bit. Mid next year, right? No, wait. The midterms are in 2026.
Yeah, that is next year.
Oh, so it is next year. I don't know what year it is.
No, Liz been drinking.
There's no plan for like AI in the election.
No. There's no plan. It is going to be full. It is going to be
wild.
There's no AI. There's no filters on anything. There's nobody in charge of anything, Liz. I'm like, there's literally no one's in charge of anything. There's no safeguards on anything.
The anarchist dream.
It really is. We are in fucking, like, this is what drives me crazy.
There's no headphones. There's no guardrails.
At its core, the politics that I have, communism is about law and order. I'm not even joking. That is. Or about order, rather. Maybe not necessarily. Well, law is important. Law is very important too, but just a different law. But also, there's a lot of laws.
Laws are just what you make of them.
That's facts. Right, what we have right now is fucking anarchy. And it makes me sick. It makes everyone sick.
Everyone's
whether they know it or not.
They're sick in the head.
It's a sick place we're in right now. I just want something that is I just want things to be fucking normal.
You saw that, or maybe we talked about it, CNN is like integrating with a partnership with Polymarket.
I saw.
Dude, that's what all of the stuff that we were covering with the last election is going to get so much more insane next year. Like, especially when you think of everyone is saying that, to expect a kind of blue wave, that there's going to be a referendum on the administration. It's also going to be the 250th anniversary, speaking of this great nation. Yeah, hopefully China does something cool with it. Which is why we're getting like the Patriot Games or whatever.
Oh, I'm in it.
Thank We
are having the Patriot Games.
You saw that, right?
Can we go to the Patriot Games?
I don't know how you have the Patriot Games and the World Cup in the same year. I feel like it's kind of like
America's hot right now.
That's going to be a whole shit show, the World Cup. They're just going to one big ice honey pot.
I love it all. God, that is going to be a fucking ice. That is going to be, I have no idea. They're going to have to put Bovino.
Are they even going to let the Haitian team play? Also, it's kind of crazy that they whatever. That's the whole.
It is fucking. You know what's fucking crazy is that there's a fucking border patrol like Obersturmbannführer named Greg Bovino who like runs around in viral videos hitting people in various cities.
Yeah, the bum fights thing also extends to federal agencies.
These people, none of them have any like it can't.
I know.
When I was talking to my buddy Hakeem the other day, and I realized I was like, this guy is just like quoting Abraham. Like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like, do you see that the government you're a part of, what it is? It is a fucking joke. Like, all these people are like, they're nothing. They're like not even worth laughing at. They're nothing.
No, it's the great humiliation of America continues apace. Just wait to see what happens with the dollar next year.
Oh my God. I just, but it's going to be an amazing year.
If you liked being poor this year, get ready for next year.
It's going to be great. US dollar coin. US dollar coin. Stable coin is going to fix all this shit, Liz. You don't even know. Stable coin right now, I'll tell you this. My prediction, what are your predictions for 2026?
I think the US dollar is going to go down more.
I think the US dollar is going to do amazing things that you never even thought of before.
I hope so.
I think that manufacturing is going to do something crazy. I think
does that mean?
Interesting things will happen upon the world stage. I think our wacky president will do something possibly really bad. But maybe there will be amazing things that happen as well. And perhaps we'll take a moment as back when I was in the floral business, I remember this quite young florist, I think he was only 2 or 3 years old, took me aside and he bent down and he whispered in my ear. He said, Brace, a lot of the times we're spent glaring at the wilting rose at home when we could be out there in the tulip fields in the spring.
Wait, it's kind of a reverso.
Well, that's what I mean. Life's all about yin. And then you flip the coin over and you find a little bit of yang. Sometimes you get a cookie and you say, oh, great, a black cookie. And then you look at the other side and say, oh, my God, it's perfectly white.
Perfectly, huh?
Perfectly. Well, I don't, everything's perfect. Sometimes you just see a lonely one and you think, man, I could write a song about that. It would go crazy. And then you see another one and you realize it's 11, which is an amazing number. And I love finding out these quirky things about life like that. I think it's going to be a really bad year.
Really?
No, I think it's going to be a good year.
So a lot of people are saying it's going to be a bad year.
But everyone says that every year, and they're never right. Every year's so good.
Really? I feel like every year gets kind of like crazier and crazier.
Oh, I completely disagree. To me, I'm like every year that I can remember.
You said that.
What are you talking about? No, I was telling you earlier that a florist once said that to me. He said every year seems to get worse and worse and worse and worse. And I told him, no, what? Take a minute and smell the flowers. That's what I said.
Just smell the flowers.
Smell the flowers.
The flowers.
Oftentimes you'd be surprised. Roses, because if you get them cheapy, which really that's the way
most people do.
Most people do, and frankly,
not
it's
me
tough.
because I grow them in my front yard.
Do you really?
Yes. You don't see my roses,
but you don't bring me one.
No, because I don't actually I don't cut them very often. I mean, I deadhead obviously, but I just mean for the house. They're not mature enough to be for like a cutting garden.
Do they have a good scent?
Sure, I purchased for scent.
A lot of roses you get stink like shit back in the back room of the flower shop. I'll tell you that because they're cheap, but there's no other way to compete with Safeway and things like that because they sell flowers at dirt cheap prices.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's it.
Guys, it's been a year.
It's been a year.
I love saying that. It's been a year.
It's been a year.
It's been.
And we are going to be right back. We'll see you next year.
Not quite. Well, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we will. We'll see you next year.
We'll see you next year. And until then, I'm Liz.
My name is Braze.
I'm producer Young Chomsky.
And this has been TrueAnon. We'll see you next year. Bye-bye.